I'm going to be sharing some amazing short audiobook recommendations that you can listen to in just one sitting. They're very nice audiobooks cutting across different genres, and they're short in length. That's the most important thing. Let's get started. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Rachel here. As always, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a thing. If you're new, if you're not, welcome back. Like this video as well so that it can be referred to other viewers. Also, if you like my channel and you would like to support my creative journey, click the link in the description box, which can provide more information on what this is about. So like I said, today I'm going to be giving 7 book recommendations. These are audiobooks that are really nice that I've listened to. I've read some of the hard copies of these books, but I just love the audiobook experience, and most especially they're short. I think the longest one is like 4 hours, and that's if it's really slow. If you actually increase the speed on your audiobook, it might take you a shorter time to read. So I think that if you're trying to like maybe smash your reading goals, you have 5 more books to read, or you're looking for short book recommendations, but you want something that you can be listening to while you're doing your chores, walking around the house, taking a walk around the park, or just doing other things, or maybe driving, then these audiobooks are for you. So let's get into it without wasting much time. My first recommendation is The Secret Lives of Church Ladies by Disha Philyor. I really love this book. This book is 4 hours long, and like I said, that's if the speed is actually maybe on 1 or 1.5. I really don't know who listens to stuff on 1x, but hey, if that is you, then that is fine. So it's 4 hours long. It is an interesting one. Like literally, you guys, I'm going to put up an independent book review on this book because it is that good. I loved my listening audiobook experience. It's a collection of short stories that explores the lives of church ladies. Of course, there's secret lives because there's a lot of hypocrisy there, there's religion involved, there's a lot of things that they're doing in the hidden dark, right, that a lot of people don't know about. So I really loved it. I feel like Janina Edwards hit it, like, you know, when they say somebody hits it out of the park with an audiobook, she did justice to that book, and I really enjoyed it. You won't even know where the 4 hours went as you're listening to it and getting things done. So let me read out the synopsis of this book. The Secret Lives of Church Ladies explores the raw and tender places where Black women and girls dare to follow their desires and pursue a momentary reprieve from being good. The 9 stories in this collection feature 4 generations of characters grappling with who they want to be in the world, caught as they are between the church's double standards and their own needs and passions. There is 14-year-old Jael who has a crush on the preacher's wife. At 42, Lyra realizes that her discomfort with her own body stands between her and her new love. As Y2K looms, Caroletta's same time next year arrangement with her childhood best friend is tenuous. A serial mistress lays down the ground rules for her married lovers. In the dark shadows of hospice parking lot, grieving strangers find comfort in each other. With their secret longings, new love, and forbidden affairs, these church ladies are as seductive as they want to be, as vulnerable as they need to be, as faithful and unrepentant as they care to be, and as free as they deserve to be. Yeah, this book is like, it's one for the books. I can't remember the last time I actually enjoyed a collection of short stories, but this was a beautifully written collection of short stories that was amazingly performed. I think that's the only way to say it. So you guys can check that out if you're looking for something short and sweet to read. My next recommendation is The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. So this book, right, I've heard a lot about it. There's so many controversial views. Some people are like, oh, whatever, this book, I'm done with it. What type of self-help books is it? And then there's people are like, oh my goodness, this book is simply amazing. It's life-changing. And hey, that's great. I actually like books that you can have controversial reviews on it. That's fine. But for me, when I actually listened to it, I honestly vibe with it. I don't know what it was, but I was not expecting the audiobook to sound that way. Look, there were like drums in the background, there was humming, it was like as if you were in some temple, you know. And while the book is somewhat self-help and inspirational, I feel like, you know, even if these are things that you know, it helps to be reminded of some of these things. The secret, maybe, I don't know whether I'll call it a secret or if this was a marketing strategy, but I feel like I picked out some things that I really connected to, and they helped me, and they've really helped my mentality since then, even in the way I talk to myself, the things that I say on understanding the law of attraction, understanding the fact that I need to be positive and always have a positive mindset. So some of that helped me. So this audiobook is 4 hours long. It was a very interesting listen. I liked the fact that it was like a live performance, because you had, if you've read the book, there are a lot of contributors who basically contributed to the written book. So now these contributors, you now hear their voices when they're giving either live interviews or they're saying a quote or something like that. So it's a very interactive audiobook where you hear different voices, and the book itself has been sort of brought to life. Apparently, I think there was some sort of maybe video recording of it, so maybe this is the audio. Very, very nice. So it has been passed down through the ages, highly coveted, hidden, lost, stolen, and bought for vast sums of money. Fragments of this great secret have been found in the oral traditions, in literature, in religions and philosophies throughout the centuries. It has been understood by some of the most prominent people in history: Plato, Galileo, Beethoven, Edison, Carnegie, and Einstein, along with other renowned inventors, theologians, scientists, and great thinkers. For the first time, all the pieces of the secret come together in an incredible revelation that will be transforming for all who experience it. In this audiobook, you will discover the secret, and you will learn how to have, do, be anything you want. You will learn to use the secret in every area of your life to achieve health, prosperity, relationships, and happiness. So yeah, different people share their stories of the secret. I wonder why it's really called the secret, because I don't know, but hey, let's say, like I said, it's marketing strategy. So a nice listen. It's 4 hours, so if you increase the speed, I'm sure it will be shorter. So something that can just reinforce your positive mindset and just the words that you use to yourself, the things that you say to yourselves, and things like that. And indeed, yes, I mean, you are what you attract, and really what you attract is what will come to you. So I really agree with it to that extent, but there's a lot to learn from. I didn't particularly agree with everything in the book, but I mean, I really vibed with a lot of it, and basically maybe the audio production of it all. My next audiobook recommendation that is short is the Arrangements by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. As you guys know, I am a huge fan of Chimamanda's writing, so I was actually interested in this. I don't even know whether to call it an essay or a book or what this was, but it's 31 minutes long, and I'm just imagining if it was developed into an actual hard copy book, how many pages this would be. But I was very interested because I'd never heard of this before, and I'm sure there's so many short pieces that Chimamanda has written or that have been developed into audiobooks that, you know, a lot of people don't know about, or maybe fans, like proper fans, know about. Maybe not me. But yeah, I was just looking for short audiobooks, and then I came across this, and I'm like, wow, this is so interesting. I would have liked it if she performed the audiobook, but of course she did not, and that's fine. But I think the storyline itself was so funny. Like, it was weird in a funny way. So let me read out the synopsis so that you guys know what this is about. Commissioned by the New York Times to write a story on any aspect of the 2016 presidential campaign, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie created a delicious, subversive, incisive fictional account of Melania Trump. Once in the early years, before she fully understood him, she had asked what his favorite flowers were. In quote, "I use the best florists in the city, they're terrific," he replied. And she realized that taste for him was something to be determined by someone else, and then flaunted. From one of our greatest writers, a short story about today's befuddling political climate, an imaginary account of a day in the life of Melania Trump, and a fictional glimpse into the lives of the strange family residing in the Trump Tower. So yeah, this was actually an interesting, like, it's so interesting. Like, if you have 31 minutes, listen to it. It's funny in a weird way, I guess. Like, it's such an imaginary, and I think you have to have a really good imagination to come up with that. But yeah, if you're interested in Trump or American politics or anything like that, then you might want to listen to it. But it's a short audiobook to get you by. My next recommendation is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. This is one of my favorite books of all times. Apparently, a lot of people don't really vibe with the book, but I really, really like it. I listened to this audiobook afterwards, even if I read the hard copy first. So I must warn you about the audiobook. The audiobook especially, so all these books that I've listened to, I'm listening to them on script, right? I must warn you, it can get kind of boring because the man's voice is just, "and then the old man said," and I'm like, Okay, the old man didn't say. But yeah, at some point I was like slipping off or whatever, but I had to increase the speed. So I'm recommending it because if you've not been able to read The Alchemist, that's the hard copy, then, and you really love to listen to audiobooks, then please listen to this one. Maybe you can increase the speed or something. Yeah, I'm just giving you that warning. Let me not come here and be like, oh, this is such an amazing audiobook. I'm giving you the warning of what you can do to make it interesting, especially if you've not read this book before. But I really, really loved it because it taught me so much when I read it a couple of years ago, and I enjoyed it. So The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho continues to change the lives of its readers forever. This masterpiece tells the magical story of Santiago, an Andalusian shepherd boy who yearns to travel in search of a worldly treasure as extravagant as any ever found. The story of the treasures Santiago finds along the way teaches us, as only a few stories can, about the essential wisdom of listening to our hearts, learning to read omens strewn along life's paths, and above all, following our dreams. So yes, I actually really liked the book. I enjoyed the book. So you can listen to the audiobook if you've not read the book before. There are a couple of lessons here and there to pick, honestly, that I really, really enjoyed. Yeah, my next recommendation is a book by Morgan Harper Nichols. I stumbled on her on Instagram. It's titled All Along You Were Blooming. This book is 2 hours 13 minutes long. It's not even that long at all. You can listen to this book in one sitting. All Along You Were Blooming. It's such a beautiful book. I listened to it, oh my goodness, it was like so therapeutic. Like I literally cried as I was listening to it. It made me so cathartic. I purged all my emotions. I felt so good listening to it. I stumbled on her first on Instagram with all her artistic works and when she posts like affirmations and encouraging things, and I really vibed with her content. So obviously when she put out something, I went to go and look for the audiobook, and I really enjoyed it. This is like, I love the fact that she performed it herself, and her voice is so soothing, so calm, so nice. Like you just want to fall asleep listening to it when you're just repeating what she's saying and the mantras, and yeah, you know, just purging yourself and letting yourself go of negative emotions and things like that. It's like a proper therapy session. Like I feel like everybody should listen to this book. So All Along You Were Blooming is a celebration of hope. It's an encounter with grace. It's a restoration of the heart, a healing of wounds, an anthem of freedom. All Along You Were Blooming is the ultimate love letter from the pen of popular Instagram poet Morgan Harper Nichols to your mind, to your heart, to your soul, and to your body. Morgan Harper Nichols delivers a striking collection of poetry and prose, inviting you to stumble into the sunlight and delight in the wild and boundless grace you've been given. There is a purpose in every season, and no matter how you want to race through this day or run away from this space, rest assured that you are invited to live fully right here, right now. Light will always find you, and even when the sun sets and you sit awaiting the dawn, know that you are still blooming in the way that you were meant to be. And in each small moment, whether in the light or in the dark, you can make room for becoming, for breathing, for stumbling, and for simply being. For there is grace today and every day. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful audiobook. 2 hours 13 minutes, you're done. Listen to it, it's amazing. My sixth recommendation is another one by Morgan Harper Nichols. It's called How Far You Have Come. It's 2 hours 50 minutes. Another lovely book that you can listen to in one sitting. It's an exquisite collection of poetry and essays from best-selling artist and writer Morgan Harper Nichols. In the midst of the hurt and the mundane, the questions and the not yet, we can just forget how far we have come. Morgan weaves together personal reflections with her signature poems to share her journey, to reclaim moments of brokenness, division, and pain, and re-envision them as experiences of reconciliation, unity, and hope. The stories in How Far You Have Come are organized around a familiar path Morgan has traveled all her life along the southern border of the United States. As Morgan reflects on the moments that have shaped her life, she invites us to awaken our hearts and recognize how our own histories have made us who we are today, have a deeper understanding of pressing on and pressing in transformation and surrender, of meaning in the losses and wild anticipation of the splendor ahead. reclaim moments of brokenness, division, and pain, and re-envision them as experiences of reconciliation, unity, and hope, and become who we are in the moments that you hold right now. Such a beautifully inspirational book. And I love one thing I love about her books, her poetries and her essays, and then they're so soulful, especially in the first one. Like, it talks about your heart, your body, your soul, your mind. Like, she addresses every single part of you, and they resonate with you from the inside out rather than, you know, from the outside in. My last recommendation is Ikigai, the Japanese Secret to a Long and Healthy Life by Hector Garcia and Francesca Miralles. It is 3 hours long and I totally loved it. I listened to the hard copy of this book and I really enjoyed it. It just shows you how to find your Ikigai, and I think in one of the recommendation videos that I did, I talked about this book. It's like where you find what your passion is, what your vocation is, what you can get paid for, what the world needs, and what people want from you and what you're good at. When you find the center of this, like where all of this meets, then you found your Ikigai. And why I love this book is because the people went to interview like older people in Japan, people who are living the longest and who are healthy and who are doing well, to see what exactly it is that makes them live this long, why they're healthy, why they're happy, what is the secret, and what you can learn from all these people. They obviously must be doing right if they're living to like 100 and 120 and they're still healthy and happy and going all along. And then in all these villages and places that, you know, you might not ordinarily think about in Japan or know about if you're not very well traveled. So it was really interesting just to learn lessons from people that I've never met, I probably would never meet, and from a place that I might never travel to, right? But who knows, I might want to go to Japan. But yeah, I really love the book, so it's another one that you should definitely try out. It's an interesting one. So guys, this is the end of my short audiobook recommendation video. That's 7 amazing audiobooks that you should try out if you're looking to cut time, if you're looking to smash your reading goals, if you're looking for something short, sweet, nice, and is a book that you can listen to while you're doing other things, then these books are for you. So let me know in the comments if you've listened to any one of you read the hard copy of any one of these books. Let me know if you're going to listen to them as well, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.